The Detroit Pistons and the Detroit Lions are both in first place in the Eastern Conference, heading into a little bit of a break, obviously, because Christmas is today. So, really want to kind of talk about both of these teams because both of these teams have been playing very, very well so far this year. And let's start out with the Detroit Pistons, man. They've been absolutely electric. They've been really, really fun this year. 24-6 on the season. Just really an overall, like I said, fun team. Like, you have obviously Cade Cunningham, just absolutely electric this year, has always been that way. He's just taking another step. Jalen Duren as well has been a ton of fun. And guess what? This team hasn't been completely healthy the whole time either. And they're still 24-6. They're at least 3.5 games up next to the Knicks. So not only are they in first place, they're in first place by quite a while. And really the only other team, if you look at just record-wise, that the Pistons are even near. You have obviously the OK City Thunder at 26-4. You have the Spurs at 22-7 in the Western Conference Finals. But dude, like, this is a offense, this is a team overall, this is even a defense. If you want to talk about a team, one of the best defensive teams in the entire NBA, I think you really have to talk about this Pistons team. They are tough. They are a team that does not take lightly anyone. They're a team that is extremely physical. JB Bickerstaff has even talked about this, is that just how physical, how just tough this team is. And it truly starts out with guys like Asir Thompson, guys like Beef Stew, guys like Jalen Duren. Those are a few of those guys, but even Cade Cunningham has a little bit to him. And this is just a team that truly is kind of embodying the city of Detroit, just kind of embodying a little bit of that bad boy mentality that the Pistons really, when they have been good, has kind of really embodied, because that's just really the way the Pistons win. Now, is it going to be something that's going to be extremely like running up and down the court all night long? Yeah, they have the capability of doing that. Watching Cade Cunningham play, in my opinion, is one of the best basketball players in the entire NBA. They have a lob threat in Jalen Duren. They have guys that can shoot. Now, is this maybe the best shooting team in the NBA? No, absolutely not. But that's not what this team needs to be. This team just needs to be a scrappy defensive team that truly kind of gets in on you a little bit. And I think that's one of the best things that the Pistons have done, is that they really kind of force you to not only make mistakes, but to really kind of, I don't want to say confuse you, but really kind of like get on your attitude, like just really frustrate you. And that's really the kind of the brand of basketball I think all Detroit fans love, is obviously they love the whole idea of scoring a ton of points. And they've done that exactly several times this year. But they've also done it defensively as well. And you have to give full-on credit, again, to JB Bickerstaff, to this coaching staff, for exactly how they've done that this year. But, like, it's truly kind of a pretty overall, like, good team statistically. Cade Cunningham, 26 points per game. Jalen Duren, 18. Tobias Harris has been pretty good this year when he's played 14 points. Asir Thompson, 12 points. Duncan Robinson, 12 points. He's been averaging 50% from the field, 31% from three. Like, this is a guy that has been a little bit of a playmaker. Now, he's not going to be a guy that's going to score you a ton of points every single night, but look at the amount of guys that puts up 10 points a game. It's just, a lot of these are stars. A lot of these guys are impact guys. A lot of these guys are really, really, really fun to watch. And again, it's not only the offensive side of the ball, it's the defensive side of the ball as well. This is a team that likes to rebound. This is a team that goes and gets offensive rebounds. This is a team that plays very physical. And obviously, the whole kind of way this team is going to be run through is Cade Cunningham. This is a guy that, like I said, averages 26 points a game, almost basically averages a double-double a night. 9.4 assists per game, almost 6-7 rebounds a game as well. Does have 4 turnovers on average, but it doesn't matter because his assist-to-turnover rate's about a 2.4. That's pretty solid overall, especially for a point guard that is going to be kind of the one running the offense for the most part. So really happy, really excited to see how this Pistons team continues to play. I think this is going to be a Pistons team that's not only going to make the playoffs, obviously, but is going to make noise. And I think especially coming off of kind of last year's playoff little push, and especially kind of the game against the series against the Knicks. I think this team is hungry. I think this team is ready to get going, and I don't think this is some sort of like flash in the pan. I don't think this is just kind of like basically 30 games through the season, and it's going to be like, well, they're not very good. I don't think that's what this team is whatsoever. I think this team is too good, and I think they'll continue to win quite a few games. Do I know if they will win the Eastern Conference overall? I don't necessarily know 100%. I think the Knicks are a pretty solid team, but also the Knicks kind of blow up at the end of things for the most part. And really after that, it's like the Celtics. The Celtics have been kind of up and down. Raptors, like if the Pistons continue to play the way they have, the style they have, just kind of the overall approach that they have, I think this is going to be a Pistons team that could very much be a 1 seed. Now, does that mean I think they're going to win the NBA championship? Does that mean I think they're going to get there? Not necessarily, but this is a team that has the capability, and a team that's still pretty young and that are playing very, very well around each other. It starts with JB Bickerstaff, and obviously starts with kind of the engine that runs the whole thing in Cade Cunningham. But let's talk about the other Detroit team that is having a pretty great season so far, and that's the Detroit Red Wings. 47 points through 38 games, 22-13 on the year, coming off of a massive, massive win against the Dallas Stars in overtime at home with a basically wrist shot from Dylan Larkin. Dylan Larkin has been absolutely spectacular this year. I believe that is his 11th overtime winner, which I believe the record is 12 currently, so he's really kind of getting closer to that record, which I think he'll eventually break. But also you have guys like Lucas Raymond. Lucas Raymond has been great in this game. You also have JVR as well. Great pass from him to end up even tying this game with a power play goal with about 4 minutes left to go in the third period. But an absolutely massive win against the Stars. I think this was one of the first times in a really long time, especially lately, that the Red Wings went up against one of the best teams in the NHL overall. This is a Dallas Stars team that has only lost 7 games so far, and one of those 7 was to the Red Wings. And this is a Stars team that has played very, very good hockey. And basically throughout the night for the whole game, the Red Wings were right there. And the Red Wings end up getting a win at home. It is an absolutely packed Little Caesars. And I know Dylan Larkin was asked about that after the game and like what it means, like the atmosphere and stuff like that. And he specifically says like, yeah, it's a little bit different, but this isn't anywhere where we think this can go, because you have guys on this ice, you have players on this team that is a lot better. And that's really kind of the overall encompassing of this team, is that you have guys, you have fans that are coming to the game to watch this team. Not only a pretty young team, but a team that is going to get better throughout the years, at least according to how it should go. Now, that's obviously not guaranteed. This has been a really good December for the Red Wings, though. This has been a really good December. This is going to be a huge opportunity because this is an Atlantic division. This is an Eastern Conference division that is really, really good. It is really, really close. The Red Wings need to continue to play well. Now, I think they're going to continue to have a packed Little Caesars Arena because I think you have a lot of fans that buy into this team, just the way they've been playing. John Gibson has been absolutely lights out. I believe he's won 8 straight games for the Red Wings. He, I think, has like a save percentage of like a 9.227 in those last 8 games. He's just been everything as of recent, what the Red Wings thought they were getting, even though he was struggling pretty early on and pretty mightily for the Red Wings at the first part of the season. But this is one of the best Decembers that the Red Wings has had in years. I believe they are like 17, 18 points maybe in December, which I believe it was like the best since like 2014, 2015, somewhere around that. The Red Wings haven't had this type of really push in December that they have had in recent memory. Now, obviously, there's still a long ways to go. They're only 38 games through the season. There's still a couple of games played more than other opponents, so there's a possibility that they might not necessarily have the most amount of points after everyone catches up to them. But this is a Red Wings team that absolutely deserves a ton of support. This Red Wings team, this Pistons team, absolutely deserves a ton of support because they're absolutely picking up from what the Lions thought they were going to be, what fans thought the Lions were going to be. This is a really fun Red Wings team. And one player I haven't mentioned I need to mention, Seider. He has been everything and anything that Red Wings fans have wanted and hoped he would be. He is going to be an absolutely Norris Cup contender. He should absolutely be in the running at this. He is just a defender that not only is great defensively, a guy that shuts down the defensive zone, but a guy offensively that has a rocket, a guy that can pass as well. Mo Seider is just a constant for the Red Wings. And I know some conversation about the heart. I know a lot of people are going to be like probably pushing it a little bit. I know there's a lot of kind of analysts that are saying that as well, pushing it a little bit. But Norris is absolutely right there for Mo Seider. Mo Seider has just been dominant this year. And he's a guy that is out there basically almost every night, a guy that's going to give it his all, a guy that has won you game multiple times in overtime, and a guy that is just really kind of cornerstone of what this defense and what this team needs. And if it's for him and a couple of these other guys, they're really holding down the fort for the Red Wings. And there's been games where the Red Wings have struggled offensively, putting the puck in the net. It's been guys like him, John Gibson, that have really kind of stepped up. And then even when they're really kind of struggling overall, there's been guys like Dylan Larkin, Alex DeBrincat, Patrick Kane hasn't been 100% healthy this year. He has played some games, hasn't played some games. Lucas Raymond, JVR. Like, there's multiple guys on this team that has stepped up, and it's a really fun product. It's a really fun team to watch, and I'm super excited that the Red Wings are in first place in the Eastern Conference. And I'm also excited that the Pistons are as well. Like, these are two really fun, really electric teams that if you get the opportunity to go see, definitely go support them, go see them. But yeah, that's really it. They're on a little bit of a break, obviously, because of Christmas. If you're listening to this on Christmas, have a Merry Christmas. Thank you again for supporting the podcast, and talk a little bit more about them here in a little while.